Hello.
Hi. What'd I do?
You know your tags are expired?
Expired?
Yeah.
In July.
Today's July 31st. Go inside of the house, or I will take you from your kids and take you to jail.
Kentucky State Police Trooper Myron Jackson got upset because Christen Johnson was silently filming his illegal traffic stop from her front porch. Trooper Jackson stormed up to Christen and threatened her, "Go inside the house or I will take you from your kids and take you to jail." When Christen, the mother of three who was a dental assistant, continued to film from her porch, Trooper Jackson grabbed her, forcefully pulled her from her own porch.
Please stop, sir.
Nope.
Dragged her across the ground. Christen's children screamed and cried, watching helplessly as their mother was violently handcuffed and dragged away to jail. After being released from jail the next day, Christen had to walk several miles home, and when she got there, she found the door locked and her kids nowhere to be seen. It was around 9:45 p.m. on July 31st, 2024. Christen Johnson was in her pajamas putting her kids to bed when she noticed police lights in her driveway. She walked outside and she saw her mom, who she was not expecting, pulled over in her driveway by a Kentucky State Trooper.
Hello.
Hi. What'd I do?
You know your tags are expired?
Expired?
Yeah.
In July.
Today's July 31st.
July.
It's expired.
Naturally surprised by this, she walks outside to see what in the hell is going on. But immediately she was met by resistance and threats by a Kentucky State Trooper named Myron Jackson.
What do you mean?
Hello. Go back inside for me.
This is my mother.
I understand, but this is my traffic stop, so go back inside.
They said my tags are expired by July the 31st.
Well, I'm not going to ask again, so go back inside. Or you can go to jail.
Are you
If I have to ask one more time,
Christen, go inside.
And I have 3 children.
Okay,
here.
we'll go inside with your
My
children.
children were the ones. Please.
Trooper Jackson had just pulled over her mother in her driveway for allegedly having expired tags. But Trooper Jackson, who was apparently brand new, just graduated from the academy in 2023, had pulled over this woman illegally because her tags were actually still valid. Shocked at what was happening and the way that she was being treated and observed her mother being treated, Christen went inside and got her phone to film.
I will not say it again.
Y'all give a bad name to cops. You know what? You acting like that. There's
Okay.
no sense in that.
Give me your license and your insurance.
No sense in at all acting like that. None whatsoever. That's rude. Very rude.
We'll call and complain.
I will. I will call and complain. I mean, it's bullshit. Literally. Acting like that. My tags aren't expired.
They absolutely are.
How? But it's July.
Expires July 31st. Today is July 31st.
Do what?
Give me your license and your insurance.
Since when did this start?
Okay, I told you to go inside.
She came outside silently onto the sidewalk in front of the front porch of her home, and she began filming approximately 25 feet away from this illegal traffic stop that was occurring in her driveway. This was apparently something that Trooper Jackson just couldn't put up with. This mom of three standing in her own front yard 25 feet away filming what he was doing. He then had to apparently obstruct himself by stopping his illegal traffic stop and apprehending this dangerous criminal mom of three dental assistant.
Okay, I told you to go inside. You're interfering with my traffic stop.
Trooper Jackson claimed that she was interfering with his traffic stop. However, let's look at the actual facts as shown from his body cam. She did not reapproach Trooper Jackson. She did not pose any sort of threat to Trooper Jackson. She did not say a word when she began filming from the sidewalk in front of her house. She did not interfere with the traffic stop in any way. She began filming from approximately 25 feet away with her hand on her hip. She was wearing pajamas. Nevertheless, Trooper Jackson stopped what he was doing, approached Christen, and reiterated his command to go inside. Go inside of the house where I will take you from your kids and take you to jail. Christen responded that she had a right to record from a safe distance.
If you step back outside, you will be arrested.
It is my right.
You will not interfere with my traffic stop. Go inside of the house or I will take you from your kids and take you to jail. Go inside of the house.
For what? For coming outside of my house?
And it was because of Christen's assertion of her constitutional rights that Trooper Jackson then grabbed Miss Johnson's wrists.
Do not.
You're under arrest.
For what? Are you serious? Are you serious?
forced her hands behind her back.
Do not. Are you serious?
You will not interfere with my traffic stop.
And placed her in handcuffs. As he then escorted Christen in handcuffs towards the police cruiser, Trooper Jackson yanked her arm. Christen was barefoot over gravel, so when Trooper Jackson yanked on her arm, it caused her to fall onto the gravel. So then Trooper Jackson dragged her across the gravel to the police cruiser. As a result, Christen suffered scrapes and bruises when she was dragged, handcuffed across the gravel. Trooper Jackson then pushed Christen on her hands and knees into the back of his police car. Did he seatbelt her into the police car? No, he didn't. Trooper Jackson then departed the scene that way, with Christen crying and pleading about needing to be with her kids.
Oh, I warned you.
Meanwhile, her children were crying and screaming inside the house. Trooper Jackson didn't even bother to pause for a moment to check on these children, a 2-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 10-year-old that he, having took their mother, left home alone in that house. Yes, the grandmother was there, but according to family court orders, Christen's mom was not permitted to be alone with the children. And that's the only person who Trooper Jackson left alone with those 3 kids.
The kids are crying.
Get your insurance.
The kids are crying.
Get your insurance.
Hey! Wait, I'm coming, you all. I'm coming. But tell me what you're doing to the kids. I can see you don't give a damn.
Nope. When I tell you to do something, you do it.
I don't know where you come from. Yeah, I don't know. He was dragging my daughter through the concrete. Probably.
You don't resist when you're placed under arrest.
Oh, my God. My daughter's never been under arrest. My daughter's never done nothing.
Well, she's under arrest now.
For what? What is she under arrest for?
Obstructing governmental operations and resisting arrest.
Oh, my God. She was standing outside on her porch, ma'am. She was standing literally outside on her porch. I promise you. I promise you. That was all my daughter was doing. That was it. And he arrested her.
Is your current address on your license?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. I don't want to see this back on the road, or I'm going to tow it.
See what? Do what now?
If I see this back on the road and the registration's still expired,
Ma'am, are my tags expired? Ma'am, are my tags? He said my tags are expired.
You're free to go.
He's taking my daughter to jail, man.
Trooper Jackson charged Christen with 2 misdemeanor charges. One is obstructing governmental operations, and secondly, with resisting arrest. However, since the stop of her mother in her driveway for tags being invalid when in fact they were valid, since that whole stop was unlawful, Christen could not be guilty of obstructing. The alleged obstructing in this case was interfering allegedly with the traffic stop of her mother. Miss Calvert's tags read July 2024, and the date was July 31st, 2024. Trooper Jackson's belief that the tags were invalid on the last day of the month relies on an incorrect reading of the statute. The statute itself says that the registration is good for, quote, 12 consecutive months. In Kentucky, the expiration date for any type of license means that it is valid through that date. So the last day of the period being computed is to be included. Trooper Jackson's incorrect reading would mean that every driver in Kentucky just happens to have invalid tags on the last day of their birth month, regardless of whether they had already renewed them, since the new registration only takes effect on the first day of the next month. Because there was no probable cause to stop Christen's mother on July 31st, 2024 for having tags that were not expired, that traffic stop was not supported by probable cause, and therefore the entire stop was unlawful. Even if the stop was lawful, Christen still could not have committed obstruction because that requires an affirmative interference with governmental functions under Kentucky law. Approaching a traffic stop to film from a safe distance cannot be affirmative interference. She didn't actually interfere. She didn't get in the middle of it in any way. Lastly, even if that stop was lawful, she could not have resisted arrest because Kentucky law requires the use or threat of physical force or violence against a trooper. Trooper Jackson stated at the probable cause hearing that he believed that Christen just tensing her arms constituted resisting arrest. But that's clearly not the use of physical force against an officer that's required under state law. For these reasons, after a contested hearing where Trooper Jackson testified, the judge in Franklin County, Kentucky, dismissed all of the criminal charges against Christen for lacking probable cause. That means not only was it an illegal traffic stop, it was also an illegal arrest and also an illegal malicious prosecution, where he still tried to prosecute her for the non-crimes. Just a few days ago, Christen's attorney filed a federal civil rights lawsuit, so that process is just beginning. I look forward to seeing Trooper Jackson being held accountable for his civil rights violations here. But just a lawsuit is not enough. There should be discipline from the Kentucky State Police for, according to a judge, illegally arresting an innocent woman at her home. Let me know what you think in a comment. You can keep updated by subscribing both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at JohnBryanESQ. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.